let's talk about what the transaction is going to look like. Alice says to Bruce, hey, I read your article about the NSA surveillance for The Guardian. Can I send you a tip? It was really good. And Bruce is like, hey, sure, great. Here's my Bitcoin address. And so Alice sends the tip through the Bitcoin network. And what we're going to see on the blockchain, which is the public ledger of all of the transactions on the Bitcoin network, Alice sends to Bruce 9 millibits. All these transactions are time stamped. So let's just say that it takes place on January 16th at 5 p.m. And we're not actually going to see Alice and Bruce's names on the blockchain. What we have on the blockchain instead are these pseudonyms that people are using, which are Bitcoin addresses. They look like random strings of letters and numbers. And so we don't, at first glance, we don't know who these people are necessarily. They have pseudonyms that they can use, which is why people often say that Bitcoin is pseudonymous. Now, let's get into the privacy issue. So once Bruce and Alice do this transaction, they have a privacy issue with each other because they know about each other's Bitcoin addresses. And now they can start tracking either any past transactions associated with these addresses or even future ones. So they have kind of a peer-to-peer privacy issue with each other. So let's look at this from Bruce's perspective, right? So he gets the 9 millibit tip, and let's say the next day he goes to Walmart and he decides he's going to buy one 9 millimeter bullet for 1.08 millibits. And Alice is being a bit of a snoop, so she's like, I wonder what he's going to spend that money on. I really want to find out. So she's looking at his Bitcoin address on blockchain.info or whatever. And she sees, okay, Bruce sent someone 97 cents worth of Bitcoin at 4 p.m. the following day after I sent him the tip. She knows it's 97 cents because she can look at the exchange rate of Bitcoin and the dollar at that particular time relating to the timestamp. Now, this person that Bruce sent the money to is pseudonymous to Alice, but I want to throw out a couple possible scenarios here. What if Walmart is reusing Bitcoin addresses between customers and Alice knows who this address belongs to? And what if Walmart only has, a couple or one item that you can buy from Walmart for Bitcoin that costs exactly 97 cents? Now Bruce has a much more significant privacy issue with Alice because Alice sees, okay, Bruce bought one 9 millimeter bullet from Walmart on this exact date and time. And that's probably far more information than Bruce would like to share with Alice just because she sent him a tip. So that's sort of a peer-to-peer privacy issue that we have with Bitcoin. So let's go a little bit broader now. So in addition to having a privacy issue with people that you're interacting with in Bitcoin, someone that's just passively looking at the blockchain can also mine it for data. So let's go back to Alice's tip, and I'd just like to go through a couple hypothetical scenarios there. So let's say that the tip, before she sends it, Alice actually has 3 millibits in 3 different Bitcoin addresses. And so in order to form the 9 millibits that she's sending to Bruce, her Bitcoin client is going to have to pool those funds together from the 3 addresses. And the way that's going to look like on the blockchain is we're going to have an input of 3 sending addresses, output to Bruce's address. Someone looking at the blockchain, what they're going to infer from this is that the same person owns all 3 of those Bitcoin addresses that were sending Bitcoins.